Mind Muscle Hustle podcast with the Strength Emporium. Head on over to strengthemporium.com. Get yourself the Strong to the Core package, guys. Get strong. Well, we are back for another episode. We have Brian Glory with us tonight. Super excited, Brian. Really excited you're here, man.
Hey, I am too. Appreciate the opportunity to get the story out. Excited just to meet everybody here. Cool people.
Heck yeah, man.
Ready to do it, man.
Heck yeah, we were chatting.
Here, man.
Yeah. We were chatting a little bit before and definitely ready to get into it. But we got Caleb, fresh out of jiu-jitsu. How's jiu-jitsu, sir?
It was great, man. It was my first night to roll in about a month. I went to a class the other night, but
didn't get to roll.
So it felt good.
Good, man. Yeah,
Injury-free, having a good time, sweating it up.
Did you catch anything? Did you? You said you almost got a head and arm choke.
Almost, but you know, I suck. I'm kind of sloppy, so
yeah, it happens. We got Jonathan here. Jonathan, how you doing, sir?
Doing good. Just got out of a magic show.
How was the magic show, bro?
It was magical.
It was magical.
Yeah, I didn't learn anything, but but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the point of magic, though, right? You don't learn anything. You just. It
was neat. He was kind of a comedian, so he would fail his tricks on purpose, basically.
Right.
But then the trick would get bigger and way more cool. So he was really good at it. Yeah, it was neat.
Nice, for sure. Well, Brian, we just had got into, first of all, you have a TickTock, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, sweet. What's the TickTock handle?
It's just Brian.Glory. It might be 07 on there or something like that, but it's just Brian.Glory. I'm only Brian Glory in the world, I think. So
yeah, I searched Brian Glory and you popped up.
Yeah.
Cool. How do you guys know each other?
From the hub.
From the hub?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're in with the hub too. So you know Josiah and
Josiah, Luke,
Luke and all those guys.
Yeah, I've been involved with the hub for about 5 years now.
Cool, man. Cool. I still need to go pick up Josiah's book. Try out some of those recipes.
Oh yeah.
But what is your TickTock basic? What are you doing on TickTock?
Okay, so a little backstory. We talked about it earlier, but just so everybody out here knows, everybody listening, I did about 14 years in the Marine Corps. I was a combat engineer. Blew a lot of stuff up. Got some stuff blown up to include myself. So with that being said, there was a lot of hardship in my life for quite a few years. Alcoholism, things like that, just things that we glorified in the Marine Corps kind of started to take hold.
Yeah.
So, man, I got out 2016. Some stuff was sticking around with me. 2017, I decided that it was time to check out. I put a pistol in my mouth, pulled the trigger.
Oh, shit.
No shit.
Yeah, craziest thing,
Were you drunk? Were you drinking heavily? Mm-hmm. Oh, you hadn't been drinking?
I'd already quit.
Really?
Yeah, I hadn't had a drink in 2 years at that point. Yeah. Man. So it was, like I said, it's a combination of things.
Yeah.
The culture shock. I mean, you got to understand. I did
after 14 years,
man.
Yeah.
I try to tell people, like, I went into real estate. I was pretty good at sales.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate people. or I did.
Yeah.
Right? I did. I hate
some people. Yeah.
So it was just kind of
I don't think
rough.
Like
deal.
you go up just straight hating people either. It's like when you're in the military and you get out, it's like people don't know how to stay in their lane. That's all that is. Like you can love people, but then it's just like they drive you insane.
Well, yeah. So here I am. I'm coming off the street as a Marine. I was a gunnery sergeant. I was E7.
Oh, wow.
People asked permission from other people to speak to me.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how that that military structure works.
Yeah.
So whenever I get out of the Marine Corps and I'm sitting there and random dudes like, "Hey, what's up, asshole?" I'm like, oh, "Whoa."
Hey, buddy. Hey, Copernicus, navigate yourself the fuck away from here.
But and as a big macho guy, like, you're like, "Oh yeah,
yeah."
But looking back, you're like, "Hey, look, bro, I should not have been that way."
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, like I should have stayed in my lane.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, I got mad because it didn't go off. So I pulled it racked around.
Hold on, the gun didn't go off?
Well, yeah, it clicked.
Okay.
Obviously, I was
It's so, man.
So I was a little mad.
Yeah.
So I racked around
because you were obviously fully committed.
Yeah, 100%. I was at
point.
Yeah, boom. So I racked around, put it back in my mouth, pull the trigger again, it didn't go off.
That's like, I mean, God's saying
next
something
level
to you right there. Yeah, that's serious.
Crazy.
Do you immediately feel that though? Like, are you like, holy shit, this didn't happen?
I do now.
Yeah.
Like I got.
Whoa.
So you know, yeah. You know, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. There's a lot of people out there that's had that same kind of divine intervention, and that's why I want to get this story out there.
Yeah, because you said it's just for whoever needs to hear this, which I found very profound, man. I really appreciate that point of view, man, because if it helps one person, it's completely worth it.
Hearing a story after someone's, twice, that's like,
yeah, it's kind of wild. So, you know, here's what's crazy is at the time my whole world was falling apart, bro. You know, financially, my relations with my relationship with my wife and my kids was just rocky because of who I had become, you know, facing whatever was going on in my world and not asking for help. Right. Like I was that dude. Like, nah.
Yeah, just sucking it up.
I got it, right? Like I got it. I'll just go to the gym and work this shit off. You know?
Yeah.
Or you know, but it never worked. Mm-hmm. So here I was, second time, and I'm at the river and I look over and some dude's running at me. Hey, you know, yelling. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get out of here. This is, you know, I'm
right.
Move on down the road, and this is kind of weird. So I grab all my shit and I get up there, and I just take off, and I'm here. I am. I'm out of money now, right? My world's falling apart. The location's off. Nobody can get a hold of me. My wife's kind of freaking out, I think, you know, because I had no contact, and I don't really remember much other than the VA putting me on hold when I called the Suicide Hotline.
They put you on hold?
Holy shit!
Yeah, bro. Bro, out of control.
Bro. What?
Yeah, man, the VA, that's like, I don't know, there's somebody.
What?
Sounds about standard.
So I'm on the BA, dude. I'm on the BA highway, right? I'm on my way into Tulsa. I'm about to run out of gas. I'm like, dude. So I'm like, all right, it's my last ditch. I'm going to call the VA hotline. I'm going to tell them. Right? So I call them. They said, can you hold for a moment?
do they play like elevator music when they put you on hold? Like, how fucked up is this?
I'm like, hey, I'm not even bullshit, man. I'm like looking at my phone like, is this real? Like I got a pistol in my lap. You know, like,
Oh my God.
This is after you had already pulled the trigger.
Yeah, this is after I already pulled the trigger twice. So like I'm in the freaking twilight zone, right? Yeah. Like what am I doing?
Yeah.
So something happens. I'd already been, you know, kind of talking to some mental health professionals, you know, at the VA from getting out. You know, you just part of what you do. I'm 100% disabled, service connected. That's just what you do. So I contacted that nurse, that place where I went. I said, you know, I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna give my people a shot, not just the national people, you know. And you know, I got escorted into St. Francis at the emergency room. A lot of it's a blur from there. Ended up in the hospital. But you know, I say that about the guy at the river because, you know, I swear if that dude ever hears this and he freaking reaches out to me.
Whoa.
Listen, dude, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to take care of that guy.
Did he so did he witness you do this?
Yeah. You know, I don't know. It was just kind of a trip. Like I didn't even see his car. I just saw him. So it's kind of a real wild thing. I ended up in the VA, Muskogee Hospital for a while, but you know, the big thing is man, that's a horrible traumatic event in anybody's life.
Yeah.
But it doesn't just end there.
Uh-huh.
And I think people need to understand that. It's a constant fight after that.
Yeah, yeah. You had to, do you feel like you had to rebuild yourself or?
Yeah, I still wasn't all the way broken.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, it took another 2 years of me thinking I was getting better, right? And I was, but it was a very slow progress. And people have to understand that, like, if you're on the other side of this, progress is progress.
Yeah.
Man, just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And what I really wanted to put out there, we talked about this, and we worked out together the other day. He didn't like it because we were in the gym.
Yeah, Jonathan hates the gym. He would never go to the gym with me, so consider yourself lucky.
But that's my connection with the hub and Luke.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So whenever I got out of the hospital, the first time, because I ended up going back for suicidal ideation, self-admittal. Oh, man. And that showed me, right, like you think, I remember at the time it was like a really bad event in my family's time, but that showed me hope. It showed me progress because I was in the hospital on self-admission, not, oh shit, I just tried it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I was in front of it now.
Mm-hmm. But wait, so you tried to shoot yourself once, re-racked it, tried again, didn't work again.
Right.
Then you went through that same experience again?
A little bit, you
You tried to do it again?
I was going to.
You were going to?
Yeah. Things were getting tough again.
Yeah.
You're always thinking it's a way to check out. And what a lot of people don't understand is people like me, with a lot of my friends in and out of Iraq and Afghanistan. I've gotten double digits friends that have killed themselves.
Yeah, man. I have friends that, signed up for the Marine Corps right after 9/11, and they ended up going over to Iraq and Afghanistan, and like they don't have a lot of good things to say about it, man. No. I mean, there's a lot of it's rough over there.
Yeah, so and we lose a lot of focus ourselves. Because we get wrapped up into this idea that it has to be so serious. If you look at the TickTock, my platform, you see a lot. You Google this platform, and everybody's like, you got the somber music, and you got this bed, just like got fucking pill bottles. Well, why do we gotta act like that, man? Like, we need to laugh.
Yeah.
Like I've been there. Look, here's the deal. The second time I went to the hospital, I had a nurse said to me that my kids were 75% more likely to kill themselves if I actually succeeded.
Yeah, I believe that.
And
man.
I said, you know what? That's a wrap, man. And I was there out of choice, not wanting to kill myself. Where the first time I wanted to, and what got me to that point was I walked into the hub gym.
Wow. Really?
That was my first stepping stone, and I got to send credit, give credit where credit's due. One of my great friends at the gym, one of the trainers, Steve Alexander, he's the boxing trainer. One didn't know me from Adam, just messaged me one day and said, let's work out tomorrow morning, 5 a.m.
Wow.
And I've been working out for about 6 months, and that was one of those valleys. And I was deep in that valley, and I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And Luke, the owner, I'm so connected with that physical community or that fitness community. That was the first step in saving my life. So that's my story that I want everybody to know. Like, look, I'm not any good at it. I'm not any good at being fit. But it fucking saved my life.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
I think that's a big reason that I know some people have taken it on for that reason, and it seems to be a pretty good place for people to go as far as getting yourself. I don't know if it's just because of the physical things, maybe a lot of our foundation.
Yeah.
And so like when you start getting your foundation ready, then like you can kind of grow from there or something. But I do know a lot of people have kind of gone through what you're talking about, and that's the gym has been their way out.
Yeah. It was definitely my first step, and then Alina Garbus from the Beautiful Minds Project, she founded it. She's the doctor that does what we call EMDR therapy. and she was instrumental in the turnaround of my entire psyche, man.
Really?
Is that the like tapping on the knees? and
Yeah,
eyes?
yeah. So it's bilateral
I've done that,
stimulation.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
It was oddly helpful.
Wait, what's it called?
So the idea is it's called it's EMDR. It's eye movement desensitization and rehabilitation.
Okay.
You don't have to do it with eye movement. That's what it was first kind of done with. Now you do it with bilateral stimulation. Now I'm not a doctor. I'm not the founder, but what it does and what I was told that it does is it helps reprocess a traumatic event that happened in your life by bouncing back and forth to the left and right sides of your brain. And you help it out by tapping, or you have paddles. So once you relive this through therapy, you help reprocess this, and it connects those neurotransmitters.
That's a pretty wild concept.
But it's
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a concept that I'm here, bro.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm here. It works.
I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know that it is popular with like some behavioral therapists, and they find it pretty effective. People that I've known some therapists that have worked with like people that have had trauma and domestic violence and stuff like that, and most of them use that.
What's it called again?
It's called EMDR.
EMDR.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, man, if you guys get a chance to look it up, man, you got to look her up. She's amazing.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think you can notice even in any person that's anxious, they'll be more apt to be tapping and kind of moving like that anyways, just trying like, you know, you're fidgeting, you know, you start to fidget, and it's but so would you say you were like, what brought you to the point of like being ready to like, were you just fighting with depression?
Yeah, and so hey, and no holds barred, right? Like, you got a question, go ahead and fire it out, because I lived. This is what I want people out there to know too. Look, ask the hard question.
Yeah,
right? Ask them. Ask the hard questions, because I'm not afraid to talk about it anymore. You know, I looked at it as like a stigma, but I don't look at it like a stigma now. Now I look at it as like, I got to teach and show these people this is how you can stop it. You know, maybe we're not going to stop every one of them.
No doubt.
I was kind of curious if, you know, Jonathan mentioned divine intervention, and I don't know if you're a religious person and what your beliefs are, but did you feel like that it was something like that, like divine intervention or God? Or
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm a
Did you
believer.
did you have a belief before that instance? Or was that,
you know, I did, you know, to a degree. You know, I think that the dudes that, you know, the people that have been through some of the same traumatic events that I went through up to that point may have had the same outlook on religion as I did. Now where I've grown since then is I don't have an outlook on religion at all. I get two shits about religion, but I am in love with my God.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, my God is a loving God because I'm here right now, you know?
Bro, I feel like the one thing I really learned from church, because I went to a lot of church, was that God is love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the real religion, man.
Yeah. So, you know, and so this has been a transformation, you know, 5 years ago, bro. I'm not sitting here having this conversation.
Right.
5 years ago, you guys kicked me out of your house because I'm a dick.
Right.
And that's the truth.
Just
so this has just been with Luke at the gym, you know.
But the gym started the transformation, right?
Absolutely.
Man, yeah. I feel like if I didn't have if I had met Jonathan, learned, you know, worked out at his gym, and really that's what kick-started my addiction to fitness. Like, I would probably have to be on antidepressants, man, because I get out, like, I can be dealing with a lot of different thoughts that I don't like, and I get to the gym, man, and once you get that pump going and you get in your groove, like, it's powerful antidepressant, man. And I've definitely struggled with depression, you know, on and off my whole life, man.
I think most of us do.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, what I went back and, you know, with all the therapy that I went back through, and what I really, you know, shit what kind of freaked me out a little bit was, you know, I have kids. Everything goes back to childhood trauma that I went through.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing I went through in Iraq or Afghanistan.
Really?
I was trained for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? We were trained for that. Now we see some stuff and we go through some things, and it sucks what you can't control. That's really what haunted me. Stuff I couldn't control.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, a lot of that trauma was based back when you were, you know.
I actually saw some statistic the other day that, you know, we've all been worried about vets doing this, but the majority that do it are the ones who didn't go to combat.
Mm-hmm.
And
Really?
that really blew my mind, because I always kind of thought it would be like the stress of it or the trauma of it or whatever, but it's not. It's actually they think it's because they wanted the camaraderie of being over there with the guys and doing whatever, and they didn't get the opportunity to be in the club because they didn't get, you know.
Really?
Yeah. So that's more, the issue is more like when you don't have the people around you to support you correctly.
Yeah.
Is more the problem than like any kind of trauma even.
Yeah.
Because the problem is, like, when you don't have those people around you to support you, maybe even distract you, then it seems like then you are alone thinking about all this messed up trauma from your past, and that's when everyone goes to that dark hole.
That's weird. I have a book called Healing the Child Within, and it's all about how whether you're like sexually assaulted as a child or physically abused, tortured horribly, or like you were emotionally abandoned, or your teacher called you stupid. People process trauma in a lot of different fashions, man, and it's extremely fascinating. And you basically hold on to that, and that's when you see adults acting out as that hurt child. You know what I'm saying? It comes out in these weird outbursts that are triggered by defense mechanisms. You know what I'm saying? You go straight into defense mode, and it's once you get hip to that, like, I mean, man, you start catching those kind of behaviors in yourself, like the auto kick, and the defense mechanism kicks off. It's a fascinating psychology game, man. But yeah, there's a lot of grown adults walking around with like deep wounds, man. That hurt.
You can see that based on the reactions.
Yeah.
They're just their reactions to stress, or, you know, in the work environment, the dude that starts yelling and screaming. Yeah. Hey, man, I was right there with you. You know, shit, I was a Marine. That's what we did. Yeah, you know,
that's what you're trained to do.
We all had mommy and daddy issues in the Marine Corps. You know what I mean? Like, but I think that's where we get in front of this, because it's not just a vet issue like we talked about. It's this is a familial issue, man. You know, this is, how do we stop this with our kids? How do we stop that generational
curse? For real,
you know what I mean? So for real. So how do I do it? Maybe we do this. Yeah. Maybe we tell everybody that EMDR is something that helps.
Yeah, with a combination of the gym.
Like, dude, I emailed Rogan. I emailed all of them. They won't put my shit on there.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Sure. And that's the thing too, though, is finding your people.
Yeah.
And I think that's
tribe.
Because like in the Marines, that's the one thing, you get assigned your people, right? Yeah. And so like you're given this. It's kind of nice. And so then you're surrounded by people that, because of the things you go through too, you can also trust them. Yeah. When you get home though, now it's like my family. I can't trust none of these people. And like you're alone. Even if you got people around, you're still like alone. Unless you build the right kind of people around you where you're like, okay, I feel supported, and like, you know, my back doesn't seem exposed. And I think that's what people are actually missing. Because we all have Facebook friends, we have all this stuff, but like, you don't feel safe, you know, because you don't have people around you can trust. And so you're gonna go through all this stuff by yourself, instead of like, because in the army, my buddies would just be like, shut up, pussy. And it's okay,
it's like, I'll get over this. Dude, thanks, man.
You also knew that they like legitimately had your back.
They weren't gonna let it get too bad.
And so I think that's like a huge part of what the true root of what we're missing is. You know, all these therapies might help.
It's not a natural skill for most people either to build that type of community when you come home.
Well,
from something like that, or even just
just society.
I mean, anybody,
any one of it. None of us really connect like we probably should. It's rare.
Well, look at, what you're saying, the support network and the tribe. I mean, I don't even think you looked at any of my TikTok videos, but that's what I was talking about the whole time. Like that's the process of what saved me.
Yeah, of where you turn the corner.
Oh yeah, and even to this day.
Yeah.
Like I have a very strict routine that I do.
Really?
That will maintain my mental health. And people need it's work.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah,
how does this help? How does this help?
Those are called gains. You get the real gains.
Right. So then you get to see them. And I think when people get that, it's going to, once we get the information out there, we don't have to have these conversations anymore. Then it's a maintenance issue.
Yeah.
Because then we're just a true community. We have our tribe. Like, we can't all be part of the same tribe. No. I don't want to do that, right?
Yeah, no.
But I have my tribe.
Yeah,
and I think everybody out there needs their tribe.
I think we're missing that as men, like 100%, man.
Huge way.
So, besides, some of these videos that you're putting out, what is some information or some strategies you have used or you might give as advice for somebody else who's looking to find some community and looking to find a tribe or, kind of looking to expand their horizons?
Yeah. The first thing that I would absolutely tell everyone that they need to do on that side, and I say they need to do as a recommendation, is the first thing they need to, that I recommend, is that you find a gym. And now it doesn't have to be a conventional gym. It doesn't have to be a CrossFit gym. It doesn't have to be, you don't need to be trying to be a bodybuilder. You can go box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can go do kung fu.
You can do jujitsu. You can do you can do taekwondo
we're just talking about a body in motion.
And stays in motion.
So once we get the body in motion, and we start focusing on being, putting good things in so we get good things out, right? Because that's what you do. Then we can start worrying about our mental health.
Yeah,
it's like focus on the good thing.
Yeah,
but you had to retrain your mind. So did you did you retrain your mind through getting little wins?
Yeah. So basically,
like you get so many wins in a day, you're just like invested.
Yeah.
I have this
can't break it.
Focus on the good motto kind of thing that I'm always trying to get my head around. And at first, when I was trying to deal with what was going on, the good thing was all I could focus on. Like that was it. So all I could, because I'm stupid. So whenever you're just trying to think like, okay, well, cheeseburgers are good. Okay, well, and then like you kind of got to build from there because and so eventually you'll start figuring out that there are other things that are good, like introspective things about your family and your friends and like things about them that you like, and that's a growth thing. Because first of all, when I'm beginning that stage, I'm so dumb that I could literally just like I kind of like to go outside and the sun's out, because I'm you can't think hardly when you're like in the throes of it. And so focusing on that good thing, but then as it went, I started to realize like also the word focus means something. Yeah. And then so you start finding which one of those good things that I really need to like key in on so that I can find a direction like, oh, I can win here every time, or this is like part of that path. I got to focus on that good thing. And that's also growth from that too. Because at first you just got to go, okay, what's good? What's good?
Yeah.
Find it, searching for it. Where's it at? Where's the good things? And most of it at the time's not.
Yeah.
And then, but when you start picking out like, oh, the gym's good, or these people at the gym are good, or whatever is good, and I can start looking at that, then you can start finding the things that you can go towards.
Yeah. Definitely. I definitely had a trouble with pushing out too far. Like, oh, this is what I want to do. I want to be better. I want to be better. I want to be better. I was taking steps, and that's why I want to put it out there. It's like, hey, maybe you guys can get a little faster than I did. Maybe it'll take you 2 years where it took me 5.
Yeah.
And I'm not, everybody still has bad days, and you still have arguments, and you still have bad days, but I'll tell you what I don't have a day where I wake up and want to kill myself.
Really?
Never.
Yeah.
I remember, Jonathan, at one point, I don't know what we were talking about, but you were saying, like this living thing, it's too good, like wouldn't want to give it up. And I was like, I don't know if I'll ever feel that way again. Like, 'cause I didn't, I was like in survival mode, and it's kind of interesting, some time passes and you start getting some of those things back into your life and start working on it, and you can I'm to a point now where I enjoy my life, even though there are things about it that are stressful. We're living in a pandemic, World War III or whatever. Like, but I'm happy to be here.
But it's a fucking miracle we're here, man.
I mean, it's still a pretty sick time to be alive, honestly. I got it pretty easy.
This metaverse is coming out.
Oh yeah.
We all got it pretty good, that's for sure, man. I know I've definitely struggled with depression and suicidal thoughts for sure. And I mean, I don't know. I've had at least probably 5 to, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 people, maybe even 10 people that I know that have actually shot themselves. Actually, just a couple days ago, I got news from my cousin. I had texted her happy birthday. It was her birthday. She didn't text me back until the next day, and she said, hey, yesterday I found out that our cousin Joe had gone on basically a 4-week bender drinking, boozing. And that side of the family has, we all used to drink and have a good time, and we did that pretty regularly. But he shot himself just a couple days ago, man. And like it made me feel selfish for all the thoughts that I had about killing myself. You know what I'm saying? Because like my heart goes out to his my aunt and uncle, like his parents having to deal with that, dude. Like that, as a parent, that's the worst thing you could ever deal with. But man, the struggle is real with depression,
Yeah, I've had countless people reaching out talking about just going through it. You know what I mean? Just in the midst of it. And it's kind of it's a hard thing to see all your friends trying to struggle through, especially when you're like, yo, because from my angle, like, you've got it going on, man.
Yeah.
And like, it seems like it could be so cool if you just kind of like focus on those good things and like just get focused, or that's all it is. Just get focused on the right thing.
Yeah, just and I remember going through it, man. Is if I can look back and go, wow, here I was. I just got out of the Marine Corps. I was a realtor. I was involved in real estate. I don't think I was not the greatest realtor in the world, right? Like, that's just bottom line. I freaking wasn't. But I could sell some houses, and I think I was in just such a bad place at trying to be something that I wasn't. And I think a lot of us in those positions, the closest ones to us should know. Yeah. And I don't say that in a way that they should know by they should be able to see it. Mm-hmm. They should know because we should be comfortable enough with our closest ones. Yeah. To say, hey, look, man, I'm feeling fucking crazy right now.
Right. I'm struggling, bro. Yeah.
Like, and that's all it takes, like, hey, here's the deal, man. Look, nobody can see me right now, but I'm not a little dude. I got tattoos, I got fucking beard, and all of us in here do too. Right? We can all be macho as hell, but guess what? I love them. Right? I love my friends.
Yeah, no doubt.
Man, woman, child, I love them. And that's what we're missing. We talked about love.
Yeah, man.
If I would have had more love in my life, not only just coming in, but going out.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. We got to go out with it. That's what I didn't know at the time.
Yeah, man. My friend told me one time, to keep the gift, you got to give it away at the same time, man.
Yes.
And like, that's that, dude, giving out that love. And dude, in working in bartending, man, it's been like, it's hard to, it's hard to be able to be that. But the more that you are able to do that, man, the more you position yourself, I think that to be able to do that, man, that's the kind of life that everyone really wants to live. I mean, I know I aspire to be like that. And man, even just talking to you, like, this is the first time we've met, and like just a couple days ago, I was waking up like, just thinking crazy thoughts. And I was like, I had to hit the weights immediately. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I had no other choice. I was like, I got to get after it. And it, you
got to have a grounding factor in my opinion. And you got to have more than one, right? I got more than one grounding wire. You know, I have a community in my tribe with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have such a crazy tight tribe that we all know each other and we're all friends, but none of us ever get together at the same time. It's the wildest shit ever. But that's just who it is, and that's how we are, you know. I have another grounding wire, you know, my wife.
Yeah.
Like, my God, dude, that's my ride or die.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I hope she never needs anything or anybody, you know, because I'll fuck somebody up for her because she has been through, you know, the mud.
Through the ringer.
And so, yeah, I mean, you got to have those grounding wires, and the gym being one of them. Going back, hey, I feel this way, and your tribe, hey guys, yeah, I don't like to go to the gym, but I'll work out with you today, you know, like,
right.
Or hey, I don't want to go swing an axe, but I'll come out to Jonathan's house.
Got to work over here.
I think that's something that happens too as people get healthier and they start to find themselves again. As you kind of can transition from a point to like maybe at first it's like you feel like if you don't go to jiu-jitsu or you don't go, you know, powerlift or whatever you're into, like you're going to lose your shit. You're going to be off the ledge. And as you start to ground yourself and you kind of heal up, you find that it's like, if you're in a place where you're like, okay, because things happen, you know, illnesses, injuries, all kinds of stuff. And like you miss weeks of your thing that you feel is grounding and you're still okay.
Yeah.
And realizing like, I think that's important too. And and it's okay if people aren't there because you can get there and you might fluctuate, but it's like all those little pieces kind of come together.
Yeah. You know, one of the biggest things that I've learned is learned how to be by myself, and learned how not only just be by myself, right? Because as a Marine or a military service member, you learn how to be by yourself. You know, fucking duty,
right?
You know, like you learn how to be by yourself, but to really learn how to be by yourself, and enjoy your company.
Yeah, that's the big one. Enjoying your own company. I mean, I kind of like hanging out with me. I mean,
you know, now I'll be honest, I like doing it now.
Yeah, but it took a while to get there.
And the most important thing that I have to tell everyone is it may sound like this is a far thing for them to reach. And it was 5 years for me.
Yeah.
And I'm still making progress. And you got to move forward. You know, I'm like a shark, man. If I stop moving, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
But they got to be that way. You got to understand. Just keep moving forward, man. It's going to get better. I promise it gets better.
Yeah.
It can be cool and you can make it cool. And you just gotta find see what it is you want. What do you want to go towards?
That's right.
And start moving that way.
What are you moving towards though right now?
Well, so you know, I did the whole real estate thing. I actually got in partnership with a friend on a lawn company, and we, you know, we'll just say it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
And we broke up. So with that, I'm starting my own, starting from scratch.
Cool.
You know, it's called OM Outdoors.
Cool.
Started it, so the O is Oscar Mike Outdoors, because I decided I was on the move, you know, like Marine Corps. It also has a dual meaning for the, you know, the mantra OM.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of keeping me grounded.
Yeah. That's
so out of my own, man. So we're, you know, lawn landscaping, mowing. Going to start doing a mosquito spray service, mosquito repellents for residential homes and stuff here in Tulsa.
Cool. That's what's up, man. But so do you just since you've turned the corner, man, do you find random people like just you're like attracting random people that kind of need to hear what you have to say?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
craziest things, and obviously in my eyes as God. Right.
Yeah, obviously.
So,
right. God working, man.
Yeah, and I'm cool with it. I'm like, God, come on, man. You know,
you just keep saying, God, bring it.
Hey, I told him the other day, I said, hey, look, it's all you.
Yeah.
I gave up trying.
Wow.
Right. I gave up trying. I've been telling Jonathan I was in a 90-day struggle for financing because of my break with my company.
Yeah.
I don't care. I told God the other day, I was like, bro, you got it.
I love it, dude. I love it. Yes. Yes, dude.
Like, I can't do nothing else, man.
Yeah.
You know?
For real, man.
Whenever I tried to have it, I tried to put a pistol in my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't got it no more.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, I mean, that's where we're at.
Dude, that's
Like that.
It's a good place to be, man. Can you tell us a little bit about your routine and how you're establishing those little wins that help keep you committed to what you got going on?
Yeah, so I'll be honest with you too. In my opinion, and maybe others, but just recently, I feel like I've been firing all cylinders as far as being better mentally and physically. It's been a really long journey, and so, but here in the last 6 months, my routine is I usually get up 4:30 a.m.
Okay.
I don't set an alarm.
Really?
It's crazy.
You just wake up.
I just wake up. So I say 4:30, but
You can hear Jocko's alarm going off.
Coming for you, Jocko. No, I'm not working out like Jocko. That's bullshit. Yeah, 3:30 in the morning. I'm
Jocko's
drinking
crazy.
coffee. You know. So really craziest thing you might think I'm crazy. I'm pulling. I got pictures of every single time I wake up. Pretty much, I'd say 75% of the time I wake up at 3:33 or 4:44.
Wow, that's crazy.
So my routine begins then, just whatever time it is. I have to wake up by 6. I have an alarm set at 6, but I wake up by 6. I begin reading.
Yeah.
So I read for 30 minutes, and then I begin. So I've had a knee injury recently, and being in the lawn and landscape, I got to fix. I got to repair it myself, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I started the stretching routine. So I do that. Coffee.
Yeah.
Gym. And
Straight
so those
to
are
the
those things that I do that I have to have out of my day, out of the way by 10 a.m.
Man, all people, it seems, with a clear mind, like, have that kind of a set routine. Like, you have to be up by a certain time. Get your reading in.
Yeah.
Get your mind right for the day. If you got to write something down, a lot of people do the writing.
Yeah.
Coffee is a big one, but then to the workout, which is, I mean, I think it's the fulcrum for establishing whether you're gonna go jump off a fucking ledge or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for me, it dictates the day.
Yeah.
You know, and almost the week. Like, you know, I schedule a lot of things by the week or whatever. So, I mean, I have to have that workout in. I have to have my specific family time. You know, I got time for my wife. I got time for my kids. I got time for, and if I don't have time for the things that really matter, then I need to take out some of the shit that doesn't matter.
I want to go back to revisit the being alone thing, because I think I'm really guilty of this, and I know it's probably even harder for younger people than me. You know, I'm 39, but when I'm alone, I tend to, sometimes I don't really do the best at being alone. I tend to just consume content.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like consuming anything else, or like you're kind of just passing the time and blowing up your brain with all this nonsense.
You're definitely not really being by yourself.
Right.
So like, how do you tackle that, and what kind of advice do you have for maybe younger people who are even more like into the screen life?
Yeah. So what I do specifically is, because I had that same problem. Man, I am horrible. I'll be right there on TickTok or Facebook. It'd be 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I don't care. You know, well, I'm supposed to be doing this. You know, so I also have to learn to give myself some grace, right? And that was the biggest thing with the whole process of me wanting to kill myself. I didn't give myself any grace.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not gonna be, I'm not gonna be Jocko. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that works for Jocko.
Yeah.
That didn't work for me,
Yeah.
and it might not work for a young guy. But what I will say is, what helps me with my discipline of saying it, that is, I've felt how it is to not be that way.
Yeah.
You know, and I know it, like if you're on the other side, you might feel it. You're like, well, how do I get there? How do I get there? You just do it. You have to put your phone in the other room. You have to put the remote somewhere else. You have to unplug the TV. You know, I've gotten to the habit where I only turn the fireplace on in the morning.
Really?
There's no other lights.
That's cool.
You know, that's my habit until I get done with what I need to get done. There's times where I just let my phone go dead.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
those are some of those little things. I let it go dead. Or if I want to meditate, my wife, man, I tell you what, she did something that she had no idea she did. She bought one of those old school clocks, and it clicks.
Uh-huh.
And that has probably been the number one thing over the last couple of weeks that has gotten me to really focus in. You know, because what I believe in praying is me talking to God, and meditating is me waiting for God to talk to me.
Yeah.
You know, so that helps me clear my mind. And that's just my own personal belief. But I think maybe that could be something to really focus in on, to just the vibration, you know. And that's what helps me, because I got ADD like a mug, dude. And I know what you're saying. It's hard. It's hard. And then to turn off your daily life. Like, oh, shit, I got this going on. I got that going on. Yeah. You just kind of got to learn. I asked one of my mentors just recently, a spiritual elder, and he said, just let the thought go by. You know, he said,
just let it pass. You don't necessarily have to be that thought.
Yeah, just let it pass.
I know for me, to answer your question, Caleb, whenever I need to do something, like, so I'll have the thought like, yo, I need to put this phone down and do something else. So there's a part of me that can't say no to a cheeseburger, right?
Yeah.
So
which part?
All of it.
Yeah.
But like, so I know that if I have my phone here, and if I don't find something else to do, I'm definitely going to be on my phone or whatever else it is. Maybe it's TV or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I have to find an activity that accomplishes the task, but maybe doesn't look quite like sitting down, because you're not going to catch me meditating on the floor, bro, like with my legs crossed, applesauce.
I don't either.
None of that. I'm just saying, like, I'm going to have to put myself in a new environment. Right.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm gonna have to find a spot. It used to be certain places when I lived in apartments. You know, I had like these spots that no one else would go. But like now out on the land, I'm walking outside and getting in a tree stand.
Yeah,
that's where the only place you're gonna catch me being able to meditate, because I want to have to take myself.
That's the same thing, right? As meditating,
it's
going to the tree stand.
So. Yeah,
but that's what
without
I'm saying.
your phone.
If I got to spend some time like that, I'm gonna have to make it a specific thing, and maybe that's a ritual. Well, Luke was talking about that today. I'm like, I don't like rituals, but to do something like that where I need to get rid of this, I can walk to the tree stand, and so it has to be something I'm going to enjoy, and or I'm at least somewhat interested in, but still accomplishes the task. Because if I were just going to be like Jocko and be like, no, I'm going to sit here and like stare at this wall for, like, bro, I ain't got it in me to do stuff like that. Like, I just the logical side of me is like, yo, you're an idiot. Like, right. So I have to trick myself by finding new and outsmart myself. Basically, is what I'm saying. So if I want to start a workout routine, or if I want to meditate, or whatever I want to do, I better find a way for it to be entertaining for me. Because that's what we are. We're kind of bougie. Yeah. Like you want your food cooked like, you know, a certain way. It's super delicious, like all this.
Like, I cook my own food.
Exactly. You can't trust nobody else with that stuff.
I'll eat sushi.
So you have to figure out what that thing is, you know, and like trick your own self.
Yeah, it's like if I'm not painting or cooking or cleaning, I'm probably just staring at a screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like know thyself, and knowing myself knows I ain't doing nothing like Jocko does it.
Yeah. So like that's an important thing that you said too. And in any ways, the way that I believe with God, right? Like, so God has been instrumental, obviously, in my opinion, in my life. And where I got closest to God was just where you're staying, in a deer stand.
Yeah.
And not only just the deer stand, but I want to put it more like in nature.
Yeah.
You know, in the woods, in by myself.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I've been deer hunting my whole life. But over the last few years, I've learned how to really be there.
I think that's why one of the huge reasons why people hunt and fish. 'Cause some guys that's sitting on a boat, they don't care if they're catching a fish or not. It's just the time of being out there.
Oh yeah,
or it's in the deer stand or whatever. Those dudes have just found that spot. And so if a deer comes along, which you got to wait for a while for that to happen. You're just sitting there, and so that's what we've been doing, like especially as men, forever.
Yeah,
you know, since the beginning. So there's something there as far as like, even if it's just fishing, but like whatever it is you enjoy, like there's something there that we need that space. So actually, I read an article on this the other day. Men have to unplug from everything, their wives, the kids, everything, and to be alone. because in order for you to like, it's part of your testosterone building.
Oh wow!
And for
Which
in
is
order,
really important.
yeah. And so there's probably something even more so if you get out in nature, or even on a boat or whatever, your testosterone is going to recharge a little better.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to need to get this article.
You literally, you literally cannot be around anything that has any form of estrogen, or it doesn't work. Your brain's got to like disconnect, and so I better be in the woods killing something so that my brain can reprocess the testosterone correctly, or on a boat catching a fish, same thing.
Eating that shit raw.
Yeah, just scraping scales with a knife, and that's how your brain reprocesses. Like, oh, you're a man, testosterone, do it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I don't know, but I feel like the minute I get out in the woods, like I immediately realize how loud the chatter in my head is.
Yeah.
And that's when you really gotta like,
I just remember how
stay
loud
out
them
there
squirrels
until it
is.
shuts up.
yeah.
Well, until the squirrels are the loudest thing in the woods, you know you're all right.
I'm a dork about this stuff, but I really like I'll go cycling and I'll stop by the river and like go down and look for like arrowheads and fossils and stuff. And so I'm not really set up in a place where I can hunt or fish right now.
Right.
It's kind of still kind of satisfying, man. Just also I'm an idiot, so I just look at a rock and look, how old is that one? like, I mean, I want to know.
Hey, man.
But you can't really, and no one's around to tell me. Like, I think I find stuff, and no one is around to tell me if I'm right or not. And
then I look on
the other day.
and he has a pile of rocks.
Hang on a second. And then I look online, and I find things that confirm that my suspicions were right. That I indeed have found a treasure hoard of ancient proportions.
Yo,
and
I've seen these treasures.
I also realize there's a high probability that there's just another idiot out there just like me who is like taking these pictures and being like, I saw this on the internet too. You are right, self. And
so he goes, check out my arrowhead. He hands me
it
this
definitely
rock,
is an arrowhead.
and it is not an arrowhead.
Not an arrow.
It absolutely is.
And he's like, look how it was worked. Look at this thing. It had water run over it. That's why it doesn't look like an arrowhead. He goes, I think this one's a fossil. And I'm like, no, that's poop, bro.
Hey, it's true. Like Joe Dirt.
how old is that one?
It's pretty old, bro.
Caleb gets to God, and God's
fine.
like, do you want to know anything, Caleb?
I pull out a bag of rocks. It's like,
How old is that one?
That's the oldest one. That's it, Caleb. Put it in a glass case.
Oh man!
But hey, you're good at being by yourself down there.
oh yeah.
For real.
I find some fly honeys out there looking at rocks too. Going, I bump foreheads. So I'm like, shoot, I was just down here trying to figure out how old this rock was.
What is love?
Oh, shit. That's awesome. That's great.
Is this love?
Is this love? Yes, yes, yes. It is.
That's what you're waiting for, bro. Get that tattoo on your finger removed.
Yeah,
Caleb has a never getting married again tattoo.
Oh, nice.
it's a yield sign.
Really?
It's definitely a skull.
Skull and crossbones. Yeah.
It's a yield sign.
It ain't happening again. It's dedication.
Oh, it's a skull and crossbones.
It's worked so far. Yeah. I've had some girlfriends ask me about that tattoo, and if I regretted it.
So what's the answer?
No.
No.
I think it's a pretty cool tattoo.
Some people need a reminder, and I decided that I'm a person that needs a reminder that I probably shouldn't be getting married anytime soon.
It's like tying a bow on your finger, but cooler.
But like way cooler.
Yeah.
And it's real hard to tie a bow with one hand, so that was my first choice, and I was like, you know what? Especially if I'm going to be picking up rocks all day. I don't want this bow falling off.
So I've gone fossil hunting with Caleb, and I actually really liked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I had a pretty good time.
We almost died.
It was really hot. I did almost die of a heat stroke. But
There were puddles of boiling water with fish in them.
Well, we didn't find anything, but after every stone that I turned over, Caleb would be like, "Ooh, I think that might be it," and then it wasn't, and then we would keep going, and that's how he did the whole day. So it was a good time because he kept me excited.
This is also how I found my girlfriends. I was like, maybe that one. Look, I found. Ooh, I found something. Everybody's like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I found the coolest.
Is it the oldest one?
No, it's just something broken. You probably don't need it.
Something broken.
I'm going to put it in my pocket anyways. I'm going to take it home with me.
I'm going to carry it around with me.
No, that's genius.
Oh, man. All right. Well, thank you, Caleb.
Thanks for letting me share, guys.
Anytime.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, man. But Brian, man, we really appreciate you coming on, man. And we really want to help get that message out there as well, man.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. Love people. Love yourself.
Yeah.
And man, it no matter where you are, you can get better. I think that's pretty much that's how I feel about it. And I know I got a long way to go myself, man. But I really appreciate all of your encouragement and everything that you're doing, man.
Hope somebody out there listening needs to hear it and it helps them. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Hey, I don't want anything. You know, I told you I messaged Rogan and all them dudes. I don't want none of that. You know, I don't want anything from it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I just want to help people.
Yeah, no doubt,
That's it.
man.
Like my name could fall off of it. I don't care. I'm just a face that there's more faces out there that have been in the same thing that I've been into. We just need to help the people that are going through it.
We all need to help each other, man. For sure.
For sure.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, man. And hopefully we'll get to see you again soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.